Good morning, House District 60. We are day 18 out of 160, just finishing up the third week. Friday morning, got a few meetings this morning, then I'll go to full Ways and Means, and then I'll head home. Hope everybody's been okay with all the snow and weather, power outages throughout House District 60. We need the moisture, but it seems to came a lot this week, so I hope everybody's staying safe. Just want to give you a little update on the legislative process as we're trying to do this weekly. We'll put the video in our newsletter, and I think we're starting to get a bigger social media presence, which Stacy, my chief of staff, cringes a little bit on how we're going to do that. But we'll follow up with more on that as we go through. So we're still in the honeymoon phase. I mean, we have a lot of bipartisan, good policy, small funding bills going through the building. Been good working with our colleagues on both sides of the aisle. No complaints yet. There are some bills out there we're looking at that we'll talk about guns and different issues later, but not going to focus on those at this time. Something that's been percolating for the last couple of weeks in our communities and all around Oregon is the rollout of the wildfire maps again. One, thank you for the emails. Thank you for sending emails to everyone. A couple years ago, when these came out, I believe in 23 or so, Senator Finley and I kind of blew them up. Had ODF, had OSU, out into our communities, stood in pivots, stood in flood meadows, and asked, how can these be extreme fire dangers? Because that's what they were listed on the maps. They said they would pull back the maps and work through them again. They did that, came out. They still never had any boots on the ground. Still had a lack of coordination with their counties, even though they did go check the box. And the maps aren't a whole lot better. It's too bad. The intent of that was, I think, possibly positive, but the implementation rollout has been tough. We were talking as a House Republican office, and we are going to put in a bill that I'm starting to work on today that will repeal the wildfire maps, have them roll them back. Yes, some of the damage has been done, but we are going to try to get them repealed. Working with some people to have language put into Legislative Council today. We'll keep you updated. There is a Senate bill that repeals all of Senate Bill 762. I can't go there. I think there was a lot of good intent in 762 from 2023, but the wildfire maps are something they've stumbled on, and we will work to try to correct that. Got a couple of bills coming up Monday on 210. We have the Statement of Economic Interest bill that our school boards have to file. We've been working on this one now for way too many years. I still am in the opinion that, especially in our small rural school districts, our volunteer school board members should not have to fill out a state form that lists a lot of their financial businesses in this Statement of Economic Interest. It's overburdensome, it's overbearing, and we're trying once again to get an exclusion for that. Doing a little different model this time, but we're going to have a hearing on that Monday. House Bill 3130, if you want to go on OLS and look it up. And we'll put a link in our newsletter this week for OLS. We've done some tutorials before that, but we'll try to figure out how you guys can go on and track these and sign up to testify. Another bill that's coming up Monday is the Wahi Lake Road, House Bill 3122. 3122. This is something I've been working with Malheur County, the Malheur County Economic Developer, the Malheur County Court is supportive. If you ever driven up the road going up to Wahi Lake, it's tough. In my opinion, it probably gets too much traffic. The county doesn't have the resources to keep it up. What we're doing is asking for a study to look at how to make that a toll road. Running this forward because the county court and those that I've talked to in Malheur County want something done. We do have a hearing in mind in Representative Helms' committee on Monday on that one, 210. Also in the Ag and everything else committee that day, we're going to be talking about some of the aquatic invasive species. We're going to be talking about the quasi-mussel. Sorry if I mispronounced that. We got more reports of it in Idaho, and we got to keep it out of Oregon. What we need to do is we got to have more boat checks. We need to make sure that the staffing is there. So we do have a couple bills paired with a Wahi Lake Road bill that'll be up Monday. Today is a state tax day down in revenue. They're going to start hearing some of the bills on how we reduce some of the estate tax so we can keep some of our generational farms and ranches and businesses in Oregon, so that their heirs, when they receive them, don't have to sell a portion of them because of how high our estate taxes are. Multiple bills out there. We've been trying to, focus on one or two, and Ewan Oreski and Rips Kevin Mannix and others have been leading on those, and we hope to have a good hearing down there today. We did have a hearing just yesterday on one that Judge Rashio brought to us, and it's on elder abuse scam calls. Every year, our more vulnerable population lose billions of dollars in scams. The scams are coming in more aggressive, more refined, using AI, using IP addresses or phone numbers where FBI or our state can't even track the calls, using cryptocurrency so you can't even track the deposit once it's turned into cryptocurrency. It's tough. I imagine every one of you have heard a story, know a story where someone was victimized in this. It's not all just about the money. The money is tough enough, but the mental toll it takes on you when you know you've been taken advantage of and that you can't get any help. Unsatisfying. We're trying to get, people that are smarter in a room, figure out what can we do to support law enforcement, what tools can we develop, so at least we can start tracking and have some ideas on how to handle these. Judge Rashio gave some excellent testimony yesterday. It was House Bill 2330. 2330. We're getting real good support for it. A bill that you've heard me talk about quite a bit, I think maybe even last week and years before, was the local meat inspection. We did pass out House Bill 2164 out of the Ag and Everything Else Committee a week ago or so, and now it's going to sit down in Ways and Means. If we can get the funding for it in Ways and Means, it'll go to the House and Senate floors, and we'll actually be able to add on to the capacity of Oregon Department of Agriculture to actually have some meat inspectors out in our communities as we continue to develop that program in the state of Oregon. Good program, good request. Hopefully we can get it across the finish line, but we did get it through the policy committee. Senate Bill 769. This is Senator Nash. His bill on the ability to talk about cougars, predation, and how we should manage them. As we know, those that live in Eastern Oregon, we have far too few ungulates, and we believe one of the causal factors is predation. Cougar, coyote, depending on where you are, bear. So he has an all-day hearing for an hour and a half, Tuesday, 1 p.m. Senate Bill 769. We're looking for good, solid testimony, good stories that you've heard, empirical evidence that you've seen on how the cougar population is negatively impacting not just those that go out and want to shoot deer, but our communities, our businesses, our economic opportunity, along with our wildlife opportunity. Please sign up, give a respectful testimony, and we'll support Senator Nash in trying to figure out how to navigate this building with a politically sensitive bill. Probably spoke too long. We'll join you next week. Have a great weekend, and not sure who you're going for in the Super Bowl, but we've seen the teams once or twice before. Thank you.